What's happening, man? Good to see everybody. I'm happy everybody's on here tapping in, tuning in. It's the Prolific Tay, and today we're gonna do something a little bit different, man. I always get asked, how do I keep up my mentality? How was I able forget that? How was I able to make it through that time where I didn't know if I was getting out of jail or prison, and then after that, go to prison for almost 6 years, the better part of 5, and then come home and be so successful, right? And I always tell individuals it was about the stuff that I put in my mind. I knew that if I had a bucket of poison that would settle in my head, if I put a hose full of fresh water in that bucket and I turned it on and left it on, eventually the water is going to refill the bucket because it'll push out the poison that was there, right? So I made sure that I was sticking around people that were on things that I was on, I put books in my head that were going to guide me to the information I needed to get to where I needed to get to. And I also made sure that I had conversations with myself as far as reflection that was going to reflect the future that I wanted, right? So I got the top 5 books on mindset that I read myself and I studied myself and applied to structure my life. So tune in. I suggest you get these books, man. I'll find a way to get some links in the description for you guys, because I promise you these books changed my life and they will change yours for real. Let's get started. The first book, The Prosperity Bible. This book was golden. It was like the first book that I read that really got me on the manifestation thing, the subconscious mind versus the conscious mind, and just the way of thinking, the thinking process in general. So it's a collection of books. It has the Think and Grow Rich, it has the Wealth Game, it has, I forgot how many books are on this thing, but I promise you, this will take you where you need to go. You can see there's still tabs from when I was in prison that I kept notes in this joint, right? But one of my biggest takeaways from the Prosperity Bible, at least for me, was the art of manifestation. Now, I know a lot of people talk to us and say manifestation is just thinking about something and it's going to pop up. It's not just that. Manifestation really comes down to this, right? You can think something and then will yourself into it by putting yourself in the right positions. It's an action thought type situation, right? So what it talks about in this book really is how you birth an idea. It has 2 births. It has the birth that comes in the mind or the subconscious mind. It comes to the conscious, and then it has the birth that comes into reality, right? So when it comes to like Pro Save Potential, my primary business, the one that started me off on the platform as a businessman, entrepreneur, etc., the thought, the idea came in my mind subconsciously when I was in jail, helping out those young people, right, with the honey buns and soup. It flew to my conscious mind when I was out and was like, hold on, I can create something out of this business. And then I put myself in position and did the right things in order to birth it into reality. You understand what I'm saying? So one thing the Prosperity Bible teaches you in a nutshell of all the books is that it's about putting these different thoughts in your mind and making them so solid and putting yourself in position to put those out there, to birth these ideas, to birth these thoughts, right? Because that's what it's really about when it comes to manifestation. It's about the thought and the will, but it's also about the action to put things out into the world, to the earth, into the world, and connecting with the universe about it. So I suggest you guys get the Prosperity Bible. It's a big one for me. Another one, The Go-Giver. I read this maybe a year out of prison. And at first I was kind of skeptical about it. I'm not going to lie. I was like, what is this really about? The Go-Giver. It's a little story about a powerful business idea. I'm like, that sounds kind of corny. I'm going to tell you guys something right now. This book changed my approach when it comes to how I go about building relationships and networking, right? So The Go-Giver is about this guy. He's been successful for a while, but he kind of gets into this bind where he's trying to become more successful. He's a little arrogant, a little cocky, extra confident, if you may say, right? But he runs into this dude. Forgive me, he doesn't run into him. He gets recommended to go talk to this guy that's supposed to be like this big dude. They call him like the connector, right? And the guy starts sending him to other people to meet and deal with and work with and rock with. And throughout the journey, he starts understanding that it's not about what you can get. It's about what you can give. Now, let me tell you how important that is. When it comes to networking, it's not, you don't want to approach a networking event or a networking opportunity with what can I take from you? What can I take from you? What can I get from you? Well, you do this. Can I have this? Can you do this for me? No, you want to approach it with, this is how I add value. You have to listen first and say, okay, this is what you do. And I see that this is what you need. And I just happen to do that. Or I might know somebody that does that. So, hey, how about we connect and I can offer this and I can improve your business, or I can improve your career, whatever the case, whatever way you're adding value. And once you add value to that individual, they'll see you as a valuable person and they'll want to connect with you even more and find out ways to add value to you, right? So the approach that I took with this book is anytime I'm at a networking event, I'm searching for the opportunity to add value to other people, especially if I want to connect with you, right? And it showed me the importance of building relationships, authentic relationships, right? It's and a relationship does not have to be a friendship. It could be a relationship, but it's something that's deeper than a partnership, or even just coming together for the strategic partnership, whatever the case may be. It's something like, hey, I see you, I rock with you, let's build together. Let's see what we can do. We might not even go talk about business. We might go for lunch and just eat lunch and get to know each other, get talking about it. And then it might come up to where, hey, look, there's an opportunity that came around. I think you're great for this because I know a little bit about what you got going on. Come through, let's make it happen. And then I may flourish to a friendship, like where we're going to kids' birthday parties and Christmas and dinners and whatever the case may be. But you want to focus on relationships, right? And the best way to do that, again, is to give value to other people. Focus on what you can give and not just what you can get. That's one big thing that the Go Giver, again, taught me. And it's been one of my biggest approaches in life and business in general. Another book, this is a known book. Everybody knows about it, but I want to put it out here, is How to Win Friends and Influence People. This book is key. This is a tool. These are tools, forgive me, that you want to have in your tool belt no matter what you're doing in life. I don't care if you're an employee, if you're a manager, if you're a business owner, if you're an investor, you want to have these tools in your toolbox. By Dale Carnegie. Look, people can be great at a skill. They can be great at business. They can be great at all these different skills that can propel them to make a lot of money and get riches and wealth. But if you don't have the appropriate people skills, you'll be able to get in the door but not stay in the door. You'll be able to, if you don't have important people skills, you will be able to get in the door but not stay in the door, right? What I mean by that is you have to understand people. And I don't even mean that in a manipulative way. I mean, you have to understand how to just be a genuine, cool person, a good person, right? With individuals. Be likable. You have to be likable. I hear a lot of people say, I don't give a fuck what people think about me and fuck these people, all this other stuff, bro. But that's not what it is, though, right? Because you're saying fuck all these people and I don't care what people think about me. And guess what? That leaves you siloed on an island by yourself. And like my brother Neo DeViso said, he said the first 1,000 that you make is going to be hard work. The second, the 10,000 is going to be smart work. The 1 million is going to be able to get enough people around you, right, that helps you get to that. So if you're over here by yourself saying fuck everybody and all this other stuff, the chance of you being extremely successful in whatever you want to do is very low. So the How to Win Friends and Influence People, a big thing that it taught me was how to connect with individuals. One thing, I put out two. One of them was like, when you meet somebody, saying their name, remembering their name, saying their name. If I met John at the end of the thing, well, it was great to meet you, John. When I see them again, hey, John, how are you? When you say a person's name, it releases something in them. It's like a dopamine effect, right? It makes them feel good. It makes them feel special because you remembered their name. You don't even have to be nobody super important, but you remembered that person's name. That's an extremely important gift, right? Don't get me wrong. I'm still working on it. However, if you can do that, I promise you, you can excel in whatever and wherever you want to go. Another thing is said, you attract bees with honey. Right? A lot of times we want to work on what our approach is, our approach to connecting with people and moving forward. That doesn't matter. It's about what does this individual like? What do these people like? So when it comes down to me, like in my business as the executive director, and I got a team of individuals, my job and my duty isn't to go out there and bark orders and give assignments and tell them to do whatever. My job, my duty is to understand every single team member on this team, what motivates them, what makes them not motivated, what hurts them, what makes them happy. Understand every single one and cater and communicate with that, right? If I know you're motivated by climbing up the ladder in your career, then I'm a cater to these are opportunities for you to climb the ladder in your career and put you in these positions so that is how I'm communicating to you, because that's your honey. That's what you like. This other individual may not be motivated. They might be more motivated by being getting pats on the back, like you did great, words of affirmation. So I'm gonna speak to that individual like that, right? If I'm working to get towards something, if I need something done, you feel what I'm saying? So when you go about making different deals, if you go around making negotiations, I don't care if you're just going out asking for a raise, even with your kids, you have to figure out what is their sweet spot, what is their honey. What is it that they want? What is it that makes them feel good? What is it that makes them feel better? And you cater to that piece. And that's how you're able to really influence these individuals and build influence, because that's what it's about, right? Influence is the true power. Fear is not. All the other stuff is not. It's the influence that we're all going for. So how to win friends and influence people was a big thing for me right here. Another book, it's a big one, man. The Alchemist. The Alchemist was huge. The Alchemist was a huge one for me, man. That's another one. The Alchemist was a huge one for me. That's another one, bro, that I honestly didn't. I thought it was gonna be kind of corny. Look at the thing. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't really show nothing. I'm like, I don't even get it, bro. But I remember before I got locked up, I had seen an interview with Will Smith. I forgot who he was interviewing him. I don't know if it was Oprah or whatever the case, but he said the book The Alchemist taught him how to go for what he wanted to and how to bring his thoughts into manifestation, like thoughts into reality, right? One big thing that Alchemist taught me is about this boy. Forgot what country, what place he's from, but he's a shepherd. And eventually goes up, somebody says, like, sell all your shepherds, I'll give you this. And then you go off to this world. He's chasing after this girl. That's like the storyline. Every big storyline is about like love and chasing some girl or whatever the case may be. But the journey throughout it, there's this individual that's coming with him, like it's like a king, but then it kind of gives you hints that it might be God. Then it gives you hints that it might be like his intuition. You don't know who this person is going with him, popping up at these times where he needs him and talking to him at his high moments, at his down moments on his way to his personal journey. What it showed me was the importance of following your intuition and the synchronicities along your journey while you're in your personal journey. Everybody has a personal journey. There's something that you're supposed to do. There's places that you're supposed to go. It's like a puzzle piece, right? There's this position that you fit in, that only you fit in, that you have to work your way there. And the way that The Alchemist is, it teaches you to listen to that inner voice inside, that God inside, that spirit inside, whatever that is for you. You listen to that voice and you follow it, and you look after these little synchronicities. Synchronicities are nothing happens by chance. This happened, and I followed in that. Next, this happened, and like what happened. I'll give you guys a thing, right? How I was able to come to the business part. I remember when I took the Northwest Credible Messenger class. I didn't want to do it at first. I went out the day before. I went out to a cabin. I got a cabin way alone by myself. I feel like I was overwhelmed. I stayed to myself. Thought to myself, reflected, blah, 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 right? The next day, I called my supervisor at the time, and I'm like, bro, I really don't want to do this class. And he was like, listen, bro, I think it'll be important to do it. You might not use it, whatever, but I think you should do it. So I went, right? And when I went to the class, I just naturally had things coming towards me, and I was just like, it was an opportunity to go speak here, opportunity to go this, and I was just taking them. And then I ended up winning an award at the class. I won the award at the class. These individuals came in that was connected to the University of Washington. They came in and they happened to see one of my books on the table, and another brother was like, hey, they seen your book. They're asking about it. Go talk to them about the book. I told them about my book. I sold a bunch of books right there, told them about my award. They connected me with other people. The other Northwest Credible Message people connected with more people. Then I was able to start the business, get the paperwork in. And then after I got the business going, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, these little synchronicities that started happening from the going to the class to having the book on the table to following the impulse to talk to these individuals to them buying the book and putting me with them. It's just synchronicities that come out in life. And that was just a smaller example of that. There's so many more. You have to be super in tune with yourself. to even be aware of those synchronicities. If you're not in tune with yourself, you're not self-aware, you're not tapped in with the God inside you, with the universe, you're not going to see them. So your purpose should be to become self-aware to the point where you can listen to that intuition and allow it to guide you to these different synchronicities that are going to lead you to your personal journey. So that's what The Alchemist right here taught me, man. It was a beautiful book. And the fifth one, this is what a lot of the broadcast channel. Matter of fact, if you haven't signed up for the broadcast channel, make sure after this you go click on the link in the bio, get in the broadcast channel, man. We talk about dope stuff. We connect. They know things exclusively. They're gonna get access to the community exclusively. Blah blah blah. We keep it popping. But this book, the 5 a.m. Club, the 5 a.m. Club. This has had some of the most impact on me by one of the smallest tweaks, right? I actually got this on my way to Nigeria. I was like at one of the small airports headed to the village. And what happened was I seen this and I'm like, the 5 a.m. Club, I don't know about that. Sounds kind of weak. I don't know. You know, as you know, I always like second guess certain books I see if it's not captivating. But I grabbed it, bro. One thing the 5 a.m. Club taught me, like the most powerful thing it taught me throughout this whole thing, is how to set up the first hour of your morning, right? I call it the 5 a.m. power hour. If you're in the community or the broadcast channel, you know about it. You feel what I'm saying? You know all the way about it. So the way that it works is you wake up at 5 in the morning because that's before a lot of the world wakes up. It's still quiet. The energy you still control the energy. If you got kids at home, they're not up yet. You know what I mean? If you don't hear all the cars running up and down the road, honking, all that kind of crazy stuff. It's just you in the universe, in the world, right? And so with the first 20 minutes of your 5 a.m., the first thing that you want to do is do some kind of stretches and working out, like a physical activity, right? You want to stretch, get your body going, right? The second thing you want to do is you want to meditate. You want to meditate, get your thoughts together, reflect on your day, how you want to go about it, blah, blah, blah. That's to get your mental focus together. And then your last, I said 30 minutes, forgive me, these are our 20-minute segments. The last 20 minutes, what you want to do is you read and you study. So the way that it looks like is you're getting up, you're waking up, you're stretching, you're getting your body pumping, you're getting acclimated to the physical activity of the day, you're beating that piece. Then after that, you're moving right on to the point where you're reflecting on what the day looks like, you're meditating, you're getting yourself together, you're getting powered up. So now you're hitting your physical, you hit your mental, and then you go, your spiritual, and then you go and you dive into your studies or your book or whatever, and now you're hitting your mental, right? So you hit all three parts in the first hour of the day. So that puts you ahead of everybody by 6 in the morning. By 6 in the morning, you've done 3 major categories to set yourself up for the rest of the day. I can't tell you how powerful that has been for me, right? And I understand sometimes we stumble, sometimes we fall, but as long as you consistently keep up towards it, I promise you that will change your approach to life and change your approach to business or whatever you have going on, right? So I think these things are huge. These are some of the biggest things that have helped me move forward in my life and in my mindset. A majority of those I read in prison. The other ones I've read since I've been out, but every single one of them is a testament to what you see as my success to this day. I don't know how to express the importance of reading and studying. Forgive me, studying and applying. I tell people all the time, you read, you study, you apply immediately, and then you refresh and see how it worked and keep going. I don't play them games. When I read a book and I study and I take the notes about it, I immediately find a way to apply it to whatever I need to apply it to. We don't play no games around here with that because we don't want to be the ones to just stock information and not do nothing with it. That's like an old bookshelf with a bunch of books. What's being done with the knowledge? Because again, like I always say, knowledge is nothing without application of it. Knowledge is not power. The application of knowledge is power. Knowledge is just potential. You get what I'm saying? So I see my thing. I'm gonna shout out a couple shout outs, man. What's up, Toddy? I see you. Struggle so bad with getting up before 7 a.m. I definitely understand that, man. For a minute I did. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, sometimes I still mess up. I'll be like, dang, it's usually when I hit that snooze button. That snooze button's evil. It's the devil. Don't hit it, right? But I would work my way up there. You get what I'm saying? Like 7 a.m. is the easy one. Say go to 6:30, go to 6, go to 5:30, Go to 5. You feel what I'm saying? Do it in increments unless you want to hop right in the fire. But I would do it by increments. And one thing that I do too, to be honest, is I set myself a nap time throughout the day. Some of us can't. Some of us don't have that convenience at the moment. But what I do is I'll get my most powerful. See, I'm giving extra jewels right now. See, every time I get bro, every time I get started, man, I get in my mode, bro. I got a whole nother segment to do. Okay, look. Listen, bro. Look. This the way I look at it, bro. Is you have to find this for yourself. My most effective hours are from 5 a.m. to about 11:30 a.m. right? So what I do with that is I make sure that my creative processes are right there. Nobody's really willing to take too many conversations or Zoom meetings or what. Before that, my guy L's different. He came at 9 in the morning for me to come record this podcast. But I'm saying, like, not too many people want to do much engaging right there. So I make sure I use my creative processes at that moment. So I'm writing down notes for my next podcast. I'm taking down, I'm hashing out like the next 3 to 5 major business moves I need to make, whether it's talking to my executive leadership team, whether it's checking in with some of the staff team members, whether it's whether it's going over our SOPs and our processes and seeing how we can make those better. But whatever it is, I'm using that time to the best moments of my mind to use my creative flow, right? So I say that to say is, like, if we're struggling to get up early, we could use it in increments, but also pair that with doing something creative at that time. And what you'll see is it'll almost piss you off when you wake up later, because you'll see how productive you were by waking up earlier. And then you won't be able to, if you're really after success, like a lot of you guys are tuned in are, and a lot of you guys that follow me are, you guys are going to be like, man, fuck that. I got to get up early because I got shit to do. And I loved how productive the day was that day. You get what I'm saying? So I promise you, go by increments and set it up like that. Use your creative processes to move forward. And it's like a mind hack that'll make you be like, I gotta get up. You get what I'm saying? So I appreciate you for saying that, Toddy. We're gonna keep it popping like that. 100. So what's up? Oh yeah, I know. The girl say, I can't nap. Hey, look, if you don't have the convenience yet of going for the nap, I definitely understand. I feel it, especially if you got different time zone, different times where you work and everything, man. But the goal, I promise you, is to work your way in to be able to take that nap. Sometimes I take a nap on my couch in the office. I did it yesterday. I was in the office. I was like, man, hold up. Hopped on my couch, get like 30 minutes, got back up and got to it, man. But I want to tap out. What's up, Leisha, man? Big shout out to you, man. Appreciate you. I'm definitely going to respond. I've seen a couple of the events that you had tapped in and sent me to. My bad. Everything's been so busy. We keeping it popping, though. But listen, I'm finna hop out this one. This was the 5. Oh, yeah, my bad. Yep, good stuff, man. I appreciate it. I'm going to run through these books one more time before I hop off, right? All right, so look, we got the 5 a.m. club right here. That's going to teach you about your power hour, what I call the power hour. Get that? Robin Sharma. We got The Alchemist right here, about your personal journey and follow your intuition. Tap in with that. I promise you, that's gonna hit you right. Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Attract people with honey, bro. Attract people with honey. Where's the sweet spot? We got The Go Giver. It's about what you can give, adding value, not what you can get. Relationship and business, important book. We got the big mammoth right here. It's multiple books. Don't worry about it. It's in multiple books. The Prosperity Bible. The art of bringing your ideas and your thoughts and what you birth in your subconscious mind into reality, and so much more. This is a beautiful thing. I would start here. I promise you. So those are the top 5 books that helped me transition to success in my mindset. I hope you guys tap in. This will be available on YouTube real soon. I'll make sure I have the links to the books in there. And then, right here. Oh, I gotta plug it. Hey, I got L. I rock with it, bro. Listen, this one right here, man. Listen. Prolific Hustle. Turn your pain to passion and profits, bro. This was my second book, I believe. It was my second book. And the reason why I wrote this book was because I wanted to figure out a way to condense the lessons I learned in business and how I applied the shit that I had been through in life to stand on business in my business, right? So it's how to flip the shit stuff you skip. I'm trying to stop cussing as much on these podcasts. The ways to flip the stuff you've been through into a passion that you could profit from. Because I don't think no tears should go unpaid. So there's a link in my bio to have access to this book, to get this book, man. And matter of fact, for the next hour, 30 minutes that I'm here, I'll allow you guys to DM me Prolific. I'll give you guys a discount, 20% discount on copying the book. Make sure you do. This is a powerful piece. Got notes that you can really run down and break stuff down and turn your pain to passion and profits. All right, I'm gonna log off here. I'm about to be back on. If you guys are tapped in about 5 minutes with the 5 top business and wealth building books that I learned from. Stay focused, be prolific. Let's go.